This is HappyMunkey.
This is HappyMunkey. This is HappyMunkey.
Hello, no one is available to take your call. Please leave a message after the tone.
Yo, what up, HappyMunkey, baby? It's Harlem Hot Times on the check-in, baby. You guys always putting on for all the monkeys out there that want to go crazy off that banana kush in the city, you heard? The Nueva York, the ciudad, that is yours.
What's going on, everybody? This week, the podcast has a sponsor, ArdentCannabis.com. They're known for the Ardent Nova, which is a decarber, but now they have a new Ardent where they decarb and infuse in the same device. So if you use our code MONKEY, MUNKEY, when you're checking out, you get $30 off your purchase. So please go on and check them out. They got a bunch of other devices. Hey, you might get lucky and find something that'll help you cook in your kitchen.
Yes, everybody. Today on the Happy Monkey Podcast, this is one of my favorite subjects, everybody, because this is always near and dear to my heart and a lot of stoners' hearts, because this is a subject that people like to overlook and people forget about this subject. It's all about the munchies today, everybody, and today we got a munchie king. You know what I'm saying? Because we ain't got like somebody who knows how to like whip it up on the grill, on your block, on the barbecue or something. This is somebody who know how to do it up for real, everybody. You want to hit him with more details, Mr. Vladimir, please?
Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Today we have a man that, you know, has the magic ingredient in the kitchen that we all know is the most important, which is love. This man has been featured on shows like Chopped, also Master Chef. He owns an establishment called the Shortbread Society.
Yes.
Francis Legge, a.k.a. Scottish Francis, a.k.a. Donut King, baby, in the building.
Okay. What's going
guys.
on? Please reintroduce yourself and let everybody know where they can find you on your social media and all of this.
Yeah, I'm Scottish Francis. You can find me at Scottish Francis on every platform or whatever. But yeah, I'm the Donut King. That's
a big title, man.
It is
Especially
Gordon
to say the
Ramsey.
Donut King here in New York, man.
Especially here in New York.
Yeah, it's a big title to say, man.
Yeah, Gordon Ramsey crowned me the Donut King because I won a donut challenge, so I basically had to change my whole fucking career because of that.
So now you gotta make donuts.
Yeah, I don't anymore, thank God.
You made some fly donuts though. I seen it on the gram.
Yeah, my donuts are good. I have like 2,000 flavors.
Shit.
2,000 flavors.
Would you come out of retirement and make a Happy Monkey flavor? Just one.
It's a marijuana.
As long I don't care how you do it. Just as long as the 2001 flavor come out.
I totally do that for you guys. I should have brought donuts. I brought shortbread today, but
yes, you see. So now, since you mentioned that, I ain't really want to say it yet, but to the other guys, this man brought us mad munchies. So he brought us like pounds of munchies. All right. So let's see what we got up in here.
All right, the top one is 2 brand new flavors. It's just a little sample on this one. Inside it's a new Razzie Yuzu. It's not the same label there. So it's like raspberries with Yuzu lemon. It's really, really good with these 2 fucking expensive chocolates on top. This is maple bar shortbread. If you like maple, this is like the maple tree all in one shortbread. It's like 2 pounds of shortbread.
You're gonna mess up my beach body. I already see this.
Going down today.
Well, beach season is done. Lemon bar shortbread. If you like lemon bars, it's got all the lemon in there. It's really great. And then finally at the bottom, we have the millionaire shortbread, which is like
millionaire shortbread.
We spoke it into existence. Now we go eat it.
My granny told me when I was 3 years old how to make this one. And she was like, one day you're going to make $1 million off this shit. And we're working on that right now.
All right, everybody. So we got the munchies covered
baby.
every day. After this show, I'm getting my munchie.
Yeah, millionaire shortbread basically is a fancy Twix. You know, Twix has it has shortbread, caramel, and chocolate. This is like the original, and Twix is.
So
like the
you
store
guys
version.
know out there, when you get high, this is the high-end Twix.
Right here.
My brother Scottish Francis. So you can imagine.
He hooked
you
it
know,
up. He hooked it up. He hooked it up.
What it's going to do to your palate.
All right,
So
so you know.
gold leaf at the top of that one is the billionaire's shortbread.
Oh, okay,
Shortbread.
shit. We almost there. We go reach there soon. Don't worry about it, man.
I'll bring
So-
that next time.
So this is definitely the Happy Monkey podcast, and we ask everybody who come on the show. And I know you got a billion accolades, and we stated some on the introduction, but we like to know a little bit of, little Scottish Francis, what little Scottish Francis, and what was his first experience enjoying the plant that we all love called cannabis. Where was the first time getting
I
high?
have the best story ever.
Oh, that's it. I want to hear this because he's ready. He was up.
All right, so like 20 years ago in Scotland, I had never ever seen bud. All right, we have hash. All right, so
Right,
that's
hash is
basically
big in Europe.
Yeah, it's how in the north of Scotland, there's no one growing weed or anything, so it was always these bricks of hash. And this kid that was in drama school with me, he was like the total stoner. And I had the best apartment, so everyone came over and they would always have a gravity bong, or a bucket, as we call it.
Okay, so you was already in the community like that.
But I would always host, but I was so against it because my dad was in the army, so I was just like, no, I'm not smoking.
Right.
I would never do that. Absolutely not. So it wasn't a thing for me. But after like 6 months of peer pressure, some guy said to me, he goes, we can put this in a yogurt for you and make a cosmic yogurt or yogurt, whatever you call it.
Yogurt.
Right.
That's how they entice you. It has to be a pastry. That's the only way they could get you.
Well, as soon as I knew I could have it without smoking, the light bulb went off. Right. And it was like, so they must have made it crazy. They must have been like, because I was the straightest guy in the room, I'm like, oh yes, la-di-da, all that bollocks. So they made it, and after an hour, it was the craziest fucking experience. I did not stop laughing for 4 hours. They took me around the town to meet all their other friends to show how fucked up I was.
Right.
And I was
How many hours were you on this trip?
like 6 hours. They were
6
just
hours.
It
You
was,
was in the
it was
zone.
so fucked up.
It's
I was like
rare.
hiding in people's closets in their apartments and stuff. It was really fun. So
that's
from that point on, it was edibles.
It's rare, Francis. We asked everybody that question, and we've talked to people from all walks of life, all industry. I don't think this is the first time, excuse me if I'm wrong, Ramon, that somebody started their first experience with an edible.
Word. I think we have 50-something guests, and none of them have started with an edible.
That's the first
also
time.
Holy
smart,
shit. Ooh. That's crazy, because that I don't see any other guests. I don't remember
That's
any
a-
other
that's
guests.
a rare occurrence.
I was just against smoking too. My parents smoked cigarettes like all the fucking day long, so I was against smoking. So it was like edible, but then eventually, more happened.
So after that, when did you start becoming, like we like to call, a frequent flyer, getting higher on a regular basis?
So when I moved to Paris, I was doing ballet in Paris, the Opera Bastille and all that kind of shit. And the lighting guy.
How do you go from the army to ballet? You are a Renaissance man.
Well, yeah. I was at army when I was 16 and 17 years old in the Household Cavalry on the horses in London, like protecting the Queen and shit. Then I went to acting school, and then went back to
16
dance.
and 17, they allow you
Yeah.
in the military?
Yeah, my dad joined when he was 14.
Holy shit.
Yeah, they signed it with like
They
illegal
want you
papers and
early.
Yeah. I was protecting the
Early.
Queen in London. It was really great. Like, it was a really fun experience, but it just wasn't for me. I don't know. I don't like being
So
told
when
what
you
to
got
do.
to Paris, that's when you started consuming more?
Yeah, the lighting guy, he had a bunch of weed, and I remember the guys had the buckets, and so I got bud. No, sorry, it was still hash at that point in Paris. So he had a bunch of hash. I got it for cheap. So I remember the bucket, the gravity bong, and I had friends at my house, and I had the hash, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna do gravity bong. So I introduced that to all my friends, and it became the thing, and we all smoked like crazy. But it wasn't until I came to New York City that somebody handed me a bud for the first time, because I remember I was like, okay, I was talking to my new roommates, I need to get some hash or whatever. So they said, talk to this guy. The guy turned up in some shady corner downtown or whatever. And he handed me a bag of this stuff, right, of weed, right? I was like, bud. And he ran off, and I just looked at it and was like, what the fuck is this? Like, I literally had no concept of where hash came from, that it was a plant. Like, I had none of that. None of that was even...
So you was just... Your first introduction was hash, and that's it. That's what you was like...
Yeah, and I'd never done research in North of Scotland. Google wasn't around then.
No.
Right, so this is like 1998. None of that was available to me. Chat rooms just opened. Like, on AOL.
Right.
AOL. All that 20 people in one room, all that kind of crap. So when I came to New York City and I met Bud, and then the different strains and all that stuff, it was just became part of life, you know. So I never really quit. So it was just kept going from there.
So Francis, out of all the culinary things that you could have done, what made you know that the pastries, the baking was gonna be your forte out of all the things you could have picked?
It was picked for me. I think.
Picked for you.
Yeah, I was only done professional chef for the last 6 years since I was on MasterChef. So that was because that was a home chef show. So my wife filled out the applications and sent me off on my way. And I went to LA, and it was the best fucking experience I've ever had in my life.
Yeah? Why you say that?
It was just like, because I'd been an actor and dancer, and I wanted to direct or anything, I hadn't done anything, but going into Paramount Studios.
Now you're in Hollywood. This is the epicenter
Right.
of entertainment.
Yeah.
Right, I would never go to Hollywood unless it was the real thing, and I'm getting goosebumps right now. And it was the real thing. So we went there, and you were being taken around, and Gordon Ramsay's screaming at you every day.
He's screaming at you.
It was the most amazing professional experience.
Is he
I've
really
ever
like
had in
that
my
all
life.
the time?
Nah, he's the best guy ever. But if he's screaming at
He
you,
takes his
because he
craft
cares.
serious.
He cares.
He's not playing.
Right, yeah, and he's sober as can be. Right, so he's like, he's got his shit together. He's just like
about his cooking.
Right, he's absolutely like he knows that he's making billions and he can't fuck up. So this is, you know, and so
that
he's
money.
yeah, he's just doing really well. He was the most amazing guy ever, and we still stay in contact since the show and everything, which is good.
So he knighted you the Donut King.
Yeah, episode 4, I won the donut challenge. You had to make 3 flavors, like a dozen, but I made 12 flavors, so they were just like, they were a little like overwhelmed by that I'd made so many flavors, even though there's only 3 judges and they only tried 3 flavors. But so instantly on the show, he called me the Donut King. And then I'd forgot about it after I went home and everything. And then people started DMing me and all this, saying they wanted donuts and they wanted.
Gordon Ramsay knighted you. Like, what do you mean forget about it? Like,
he said it
on national TV.
National prime time.
Right, I have people in Thailand still messaging me about it. Come to Thailand, make me donuts.
Yeah, we want the donuts.
Yeah, I'm like, and that's the thing about the show. It wasn't just America, the show. It's in 100 countries across the world, dubbed in every language. I've seen myself speak every fucking language on YouTube. It is the most amazing. Some countries get me really weird. Some countries make me
just so you guys
sad.
know out there, if you want the real deal, you gotta come to our city in New York. That's where he is.
Right. But yeah, it was, MasterChef would change everything for me and made me become a chef because of that. All because of donuts.
The donuts. He really made the donuts.
Yeah, but I lost the donut shop like 6 months ago because of COVID.
The COVID shit.
Yeah, so it was all gone. So that's how I ended up doing Shortbread now, which is originally what I was first taught by my grandmother.
Oh, so now you brought it back to the roots.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's family now. It's all about family recipes.
So this recipe's been passed down in your family generation type of thing.
Yeah, Shortbread's been around since the 1400s, and then Mary Queen of Scots made it famous when she got fancy and made Scotland fancy and shit. And then in the last 100 years, Walker's Shortbread, that crap you buy in the shops. Yeah. You'll break a tooth on.
Break your tooth.
Not sponsored by Walker's, obviously. But it's really crap. So I just felt like there's 1,000 donut shops in the city, 1,000 cookie shops in the city. I've been sitting at home with the wife for 3 months, not fighting. And,
Not fighting.
Yeah.
Stuck in the house. And we just concepted this and we wanted to move forward with this. It was really great, you know? And it's taken off like wildfire. In the last 5 months, it's just been unbelievable.
That's crazy. It's been a roller coaster for you.
Now he got that shortbread.
Yeah.
And he brought us a millionaire shortbread.
But nothing is bread short in Scotland. The irony.
So how long have you been on this journey as far as like, you know, cooking and doing this and all these different adventures you've done in the culinary scene?
How long?
Yeah.
6 years now.
6 years.
Yeah, but I've always been cooking, and I love food and the science of food. So that's why when we get to edibles, it's all about the science when it comes to edibles and getting it right. You can't fuck up making butter and cooking the ingredients into stuff, you know. So the reason I got into MasterChef is because I was doing molecular gastronomy. Do you know that?
Yeah, of course.
Right, so I was making like caviar out of everything using liquid nitrogen, And as a home chef, I just love doing all this crazy shit. Boiling steak for like 3 days at a certain temperature and all that. Have you seen that in the bags? Have you had sous vide steak before?
No, I haven't.
I'm gonna make you guys steak sometime.
Oh, don't invite us to steak dinners.
So what is the
Don't
science
do that.
behind this kind of gastronomy that you're talking about?
Right, so in I'll talk about the steak thing. In World War II, they had 1 million soldiers on the front line and hold a bunch of prisoners, and the best way to feed them without killing everyone, food poisoning, that they found was you put something in a Ziploc bag, and you throw it in the water at the exact temperature you know, and you cook it for the exact amount of time, and it will always come out cooked perfect every time all the way through, and then you don't give food poisoning to 1 million soldiers. All right, so it went from...
That's how it started.
Right, went from World War II into the prison system, and that's how they were feeding prisoners. They were just like... They were getting lobster in the prisons in the 30s and 40s. You know that?
No, I had no idea.
Lobster was a prison food. And then the fancy people were like, well, this is bloody fancy. Right?
Bloody fancy.
Yeah, lobster used to be a prison food.
Crazy.
So it's weird. And the same technique as always sous vide came from prisons. So as soon as Michelin star chefs and stuff got hold of this way of cooking food and bringing it to perfection, like if you have a sous vide steak, the way I cook it, it will blow your mind. You will never, and you can do this at home as well. You will never ever.
What is the process with sous vide that's so different than other typical cuts?
So when you put a steak onto a pan, the pan is, let's say, 400 degrees, right? The part of the steak is going to reach 400 degrees, and you're just trying to get to the center of the steak. You're trying to get that hot to the right temperature. So you're overcooking every part of the steak just to try and get the center of the steak to the temperature you want. Now with sous vide, you would take a steak, the most beautiful steak. You can take crappy steak too, and it turns it into butter. It's great. You put it in a Ziploc bag, you take out all the air, and you put it in water at 135 degrees. So you take, let's say you take a ribeye steak, you put it in the bag, put it in the water, 135 degrees for 4 hours. It's gonna cook the whole steak all the way through perfectly, all right? To what, you can change the temperature to how you like it, rare, medium, etc. You have a pan ready, you pull it out, you throw it on the pan, you're just searing it for like a minute on each side, and it is the best steak you've ever had in your life.
Crazy.
It is just unbelievable.
And this,
I don't cook,
so just so everybody knows out there, this culinary process started in the prison system.
In World War II with the soldiers, and then went into prisons. But it's so good.
It goes down.
You do short ribs, you cook it for 3 days in the water bath, okay? And it turns all the cartilage and everything into the best short ribs you will ever have in your life.
Did you ever actually work in any restaurants prior to these?
When I was 13, I worked in a fish and chip shop in Wales.
Fish and chips.
Fish and chips.
People don't know that fish and chips originates from Scotland and Ireland, a lot of it, right?
London.
It is
London.
the British, we've perfected
British.
it, but the Portuguese try to claim it.
Ah.
Sorry. But, so you can argue that one all you want. I know the science of all food. I fucking love all that crap. but and the history of it too. But yeah, ours is the best because we take the whole like side of the haddock or the cod in giant fucking oil baths. It's really great. Oh my god. Like if I make you fish and chips, I'll blow your minds with that too. It's fucking crazy.
My man is giving me the munchies here, man.
So in 6 years, you've accomplished a lot.
Can I just say there's no fish and chips in the city that's good?
None?
No, it's all awful. Absolutely awful.
No, don't say
everywhere.
that. You can't say this. That's in New York City. There's not good fish and chips.
No, there was a Welsh place in Brooklyn that was good like 15 years ago, but it's shut. But I want to do a fish and chip pop-up. If I do the fish and chip pop-up, you guys gotta come.
I'm gonna put you to the test, my brother. Because if you saying you ain't no fish and chips, come on, somebody gotta have good fish and chips.
No, it's all frozen shit.
Oh,
So tell us about your latest venture, the Shortbread Society. What do you think this is gonna do to separate you from the 70,000 other situations here in New York?
Well, there are no shortbread shops in the city to begin with.
okay, boom.
In America, maybe. I don't want to Google. Right. I've got to pretend it's 98 again. There really isn't. And this shortbread is so soft and everything, and it's completely different. And the way we're doing the shop is different as well. We have no exact location, so we're a ghost pop-up bakery. It's like you guys.
Yeah.
You just pop up.
There you go.
You sell your wares.
It went there.
And you carry on, right?
Exactly.
That's exactly what we do with this. So the wife sits online and she takes all the orders. You have to prepay. So money has to be put down before we even tell you where the location is. And we have 5 different locations in the city that we've been popping up at.
It's awesome.
And then we arrive, we put up a table, no permission, sometimes like totally Banksy style, just like taking over a corner. And everyone turns up, they have a certain time in the hour. You have an exact time that you can walk up to us and pick up the stuff and walk away.
Pop-up farmer's market for the shortbread.
Right, and it's not cheap either. Like they're like $30 or $40.
That's what I told you. There's
yeah.
pounds that like I told you. I lifted up the whole bag with everything together. It felt like pounds and pounds and pounds of money in there.
It's true. You should try this one, guys. If you, I don't know what you're.
I'll try.
So this is you like raspberry and lemon?
Yes.
All right, this is the raspberry lemon one.
Yeah, because he ain't gonna eat the chocolate.
This one's a pumpkin spice latte flavor.
Oh, man, we gonna try everything.
So if you want to try this, okay, I didn't bring a knife or anything. Sorry.
Nah, we gonna eat it like this then, man. It goes down in the boulevard.
Really good.
Actually, we ain't never ate nothing live on this shit either.
Really tasty, really.
So this is, if you don't like pumpkin pie, you won't like this. But there's layers to it. Like
Exactly. It's like a smorgasbord going on in your palate.
So the more you chew, the more you go into the layers.
Yeah.
Just so, you know what I mean?
So what is the thought process to come up with these 2,000 flavors? How did
So with the donuts, we had 36 flavors every day. So and I have like ADD and ADHD and all that.
I was about to say, because how do you even come up with?
Well, it's really
Like,
important.
motherfucker, you crazy?
So you have national days. Every day there's 5 different things that America's celebrating. All right? So it's like it's National Don't Wear Pants Day, National Lobster Day, National Say Hello Backwards Day. It's the crazy things. Crazy. You should try this on the lemon one. Crazy stuff every day, and all of these are influential to me for donuts. So like I always wanted to change up my flavors all the time. And then whatever would happen on the news, remember when that blue light blew up the sky? Remember that out in Queens? I was a couple of blocks from there. So the donut, we did this blue light donut. I filmed it, put it online. All the news stations came. It's like crazy. So you think about these national days.
New York
and these things.
is a donut town.
Yeah, but if you are on point as well with all of these current events.
Who
then
comes
you
up
come
with
running.
these days? There's a day for everything now.
I don't know. I want to come up with it.
Google them people.
They come up with different days for everything. Today's actually National Podcast Day.
Yeah, oh shit.
Every day they have a different day, a different holiday.
Like this Tuesday was National Coffee Day. So we're working with Chameleon Cold Brew and we just went around the city handing out free coffee, shortbread and all that crap.
Yeah, so you know, we came up with our own day too. Fuck it, since everybody can make up their days. We, everybody HappyMunkey days. So.
Francis, I have a very important question that I know everybody out there and everybody in the room is thinking about. Have you considered infusing your pastries with cannabis?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Yeah, I've already done the shortbread. Every shortbread flavor you try can be infused. But
Have you tried personally to?
Yeah, at home. He said, of course.
Yeah,
of course
absolutely.
he
I
did
did
it
it
at
for
home.
myself and friends and stuff. I don't have access to butter and stuff. It's like still hard in New York City. I mean, if it was legal here in New York City,
Yeah, that'd be a different
it'd
story.
be wholesale. Like I could go down to BJ's.
Of course. So ask more personally and have you experimented?
Yeah, and I've made marijuana nuts as well. So I invented marijuana nuts, which was so they were all different
Marijuana
flavors.
nuts, you said?
Marijuana nuts,
Marijuana
like
nuts.
a donut. Yeah, so marijuana donuts I was doing privately and selling. But again, it just didn't this took off like crazy. And this would be amazing edibles, but anything I did was just more for fun, whatever. It's just chocolate on top.
Okay, you're right.
But yeah, these are all edible worthy, and I see the future of when it comes to New York City and the ability to. I mean, I live in Jersey City right now.
Okay.
So I think that's legalizing before New York.
Yes.
I think so.
That's what they told us in the barbershop. They said that they
That's
are
what they said in the barbershop.
90% sure that they're going to pass
Wait,
it
but
through.
today Governor Murphy let out a tweet, if I'm not mistaken, unless it's some fake shit that's going around, but he's like, he's all for the legalization of cannabis in Jersey, so.
Yeah, I think I saw that too.
So
And
you're in the
everyone
right
was
place
freaking
over
out.
there in Jersey City.
Yeah, and there's unfortunately with COVID, all these businesses are closing, so there's so many empty shops ready to open and rents down and all that kind of stuff. And I mean, I think New York City is complaining so much of the mayor and all that shit about the money they don't have. They should be legalizing at the same time, no matter what. It should be a tri-state thing. Otherwise, the tunnels and the bridges are going to become like a
it's
new
gonna
border.
get crazy.
It's gonna be like standstill traffic.
Yeah, but the way they're going to be guarded, like it's going to be like you're taking marijuana from a legal state into an illegal state. Like, are they going to be stupid about it?
Petty. Yeah, it's gonna be petty. But what they gonna do?
But New York City's going to lose so much tax money from all that as well. They should. The tri-state has to legalize at the same time. I think it's stupid not to. I can't change it.
It would be cool.
Of course, yeah.
That's
because
ideal.
It's just like, right now, I think it hits so many different facets. People are really stressed out due to everything that's happening. Like you said, revenue for the states. So it's just like, it's a no-brainer. But as you know, the politics doesn't work in that manner. So who knows what's going to happen. But ideally, that's what should happen.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, well. For now, we still smoking, and we still got the munchies.
So you said you've been here for 6 years on this journey. How long have you been in New York and in the tri-state area?
19 years. In
19
New York City.
years.
Yeah.
All right. All right. At least you're better than most implants, all right? 19 years gets you a lot of stripes here.
Cheers, I appreciate it.
Yeah. 19 years gets you a lot of stripes here,
Yeah,
right?
you're
I
definitely
appreciate
not
that.
a
And I think
fly-by-night.
you're our first international background guest. Am I bugging?
Definitely like one of the.
Do we have another Scottish chef that's been here?
No, definitely not.
There's only 2 other Scottish chefs.
I don't know.
Gordon Ramsey and Robert Irving.
Oh, all right. So you're shit. So you're up there.
You
No,
were
I'm sure
also
there's
on
plenty
another
others.
show too, right? Chopped.
Yeah, that was really embarrassing.
What is that?
Wait, what was chopped? What's chopped?
Break that down to us.
Oh, God. All right, so Chopped, it's like, I thought I was a professional. Like, so I came from a home chef show, and I made donuts, and I'm like, I'm going to go on a professional chef show. It was not a good idea. So I went on Chopped. They bring on 4 chefs. It's 3 challenges. They start a starter, a main course, and a dessert. And it was a donut episode, which they announced when we got there, which was even doubly embarrassing. And then there was a surprise guest judge, Martha Stewart, who I idolize.
Martha Stewart, the queen.
Yeah, really bad.
Right.
Oh my
Awesome.
God. Yeah, she's
Mad
great.
pressure.
Amazing person. So, yeah, I went home first.
Who cares?
On a donut episode, and I
Oh, that's
screamed,
funny.
Donut King! And all
Oh,
that shit.
you
I'm
did
like,
the whole shebang. Like, Gordon
Oh, yeah.
Ramsay gave me the
Yeah.
super title,
Oh,
and I'm
no.
out of here.
Oh, yeah, and so they loved that. So they're like, keep giving us that. Yeah, so,
Yeah, give us the whole vibe, give us the whole confidence and the whole book.
yeah, I have not auditioned for another show since.
Crazy.
No.
And when was this one? When was the Gordon Ramsay one, and then when was this one?
Well, it was Gordon Ramsay
Yes.
first, and then it was
Yeah,
Chopped.
Ramsey was 6 years
Yeah.
ago, and then Chopped was like 3 years ago. Yeah, but they keep playing that episode.
And that's it. That shit bringing them ratings. They don't care. Fuck it.
Oh, they play it like 3 times a week. It's so annoying.
Oh,
on
Lord.
the Cooking Network, so like I get messages and pictures people sending of me on it, and I'm just like, nope. So I can't. But MasterChef, they show once. It's it. Boom.
And where was the when you said you did have a donut place? Where was it? And what was the name of it?
So I worked at 2 different donut places. One was called Gossip Coffee in Astoria, and then a couple of blocks away it was called Sugar and Water.
Sugar and water.
Yeah, but it's gone.
And how long did you rock at these places?
So 3 years at each, basically. Yeah. But now I have my own business with the wife, so everything's right.
Yeah.
Now everything changes. Now, you basically bring in all those skills and everything you've learned and all those, now you go bring it to yourself.
Yeah. Well, I'm the boss now.
Yeah, that's it. But the
wife's
wife's the boss.
Wife's the boss. Sorry.
You have
Wife's the
complete
boss.
creative control now. So now how long has it been since you launched this venture?
5 months, and
5
it's
months.
crazy. It's going amazing. It's really crazy. I'm going to be on
Shortbread.
NBC on Monday, on New York Live. They did a whole big piece about it. The most amazing fucking thing ever happened that any chef, dessert chef, could ever happen to them, ever happened to me. All right, remember the movie American Pie?
Yes.
Yes.
Jason, the guy, the guy that
course.
fucks the apple pie.
Absolutely.
That's it. That's legendary.
Yeah, if you didn't see that, yeah. That's
He
what happened.
messaged us, and he said, "Hey, I want to come pick up Shortbread." Him and his
Oh.
wife. So my wife goes to me. This guy is saying My wife goes, well, the woman is texting her, the wife, Jenny Mullen, right? So we go, this woman wants to come and pick up some shortbread, and she's being really bitchy and cocky, and I don't know if I can, should I just block this? And I'm like, what do you mean? Just tell me more. And she goes, well, she says her husband's a famous actor or something. Who's this guy? All right, so I look at it, and I just go, this is not real. I'm just like,
this
no,
has
no,
to
no.
be a scammer or something, right? That's what you thought.
Right, so we look at their accounts, and we're just like, okay, this is real. All right, so they as she goes, oh, we want to get some cool material to post, and I'm like, cool, fantastic. You come to Jersey City, so they get in the car and they're driving to us, and they're posting all the way stories. It's all on our story thing.
Get the fuck
on Instagram. Yeah, they're in the car going, what's shortbread? And then blah blah blah, and they're just talking. They posted like 10 stories all the way. So while they're on the way, I'm like, I'm making an apple pie shortbread.
Oh,
so I make
crazy.
an apple pie shortbread. It comes out of the oven. We go down and we hand it to him. So I hand it to him warm, and then he goes home and he's eating it warm. And it's just like that. That is you can't get a more iconic baker's dream coming true.
That was crazy. That was crazy.
American Pie, come on.
Yeah, that's crazy. He gave him the American shortbread.
Yeah, and then he came another time and picked up some more stuff, and we made the most craziest. They were talking about in this video. She kept saying in the video, like, why couldn't you have fucked a Rice Krispie treat? She's like, I hate apple pies. So I'm just absorbing all this information. My ADD's going crazy,
funny.
and I'm writing down flavors for them and inventing them as we're meeting them. And so we invented one for her called the Snap Jenny Pop, which is like a Rice Krispie treat with shortbread in the middle and then unicorn bollocks on top.
Boom. Oh, see, that's what it is. This is how he comes up with the flavors. Are you smoking when you coming up with the flavors?
No. Oh, I haven't been smoking as much recently.
So
Just but now I'm very
but
happy.
for the donuts, for the donut process.
Yeah,
How was the
I
donut
would
process?
smoke every day, all day. Yeah, I was smoking every day, all day. And then I went to vapes, and I thought that was crazy. And then this wanker kid was selling me those fake fucking things that were killing people.
Selling you the vape gate joints.
So yeah, they were called. I don't remember the name of it, but I kept the package of one of them. But it was on ABC News and shit, and it got you really fucking sick. And so I was smoking that for a while.
Crazy.
Yeah, so I've smoked everything all the way along through the whole weed process in the last 20 years or whatever.
That's just for you guys to know out there. You always have to know where you're sourcing your stuff from, because you never know what people are giving
you.
you.
never know, man. This shit crazy
Yeah,
out here.
it was just because I moved to Astoria and there was no one there to sell shit, and the one guy was like, "You see this kid?"
Francis,
I'll go to this kid.
where we get all our information in the urban neighborhoods here in New York is at the barbershop. That's like our CNN. That's where you hear all the good gossip
Yeah,
at.
the barbershop.
And at the barbershop,
That's
I
right.
heard when I told people I was going to interview you that once upon a time you directed music videos and movies.
Oh yeah.
Documentary. I
Yeah,
heard.
didn't mention it. Yeah, from so when I came to New York City, I was teaching ballet.
What?
All right. Yes, I know this is really stupid because I was doing ballet in Paris. So I came here. I was teaching ballet. So, but I met American children, and they were awful to teach. And I was like 2 weeks in. I'm like, no. I'm like, so I quit, and then somehow I ended up becoming a nightlife journalist and photographer.
Nightlife journalism.
So I would just go out and party every night and then write about it on page 6 in this magazine. And it was just me partying for like 5 years.
You were getting
Where, here
paid
in
to
Manhattan?
party.
Paid to party. In Manhattan, yeah.
Oh my God.
This is from 2002 to 2006.
Oh,
That was
rocking.
that
was a nice
era
little
when all the
right there.
nightclubs were in Chelsea.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I was
exactly.
at Roxy. I was at
Everything was
every
right
single
there.
one of those clubs.
Yeah.
I was doing everything at every one of those clubs.
And getting paid to do so.
Yeah.
Say you can't do what you love and you get paid for it. There you
That's
go.
crazy. That's the American dream. And you need look at this guy. This guy
yeah.
came over here and did the American dream without even being American. It goes down in the boulevard.
I didn't even want to be a nightlife reporter or any of that bollocks, but it happened. It was great. But right at the end of that, I was like doing photography and photographing all these famous people, etc. And I was like, I want to be a director. So the brand new digital camera, Sony FX or HFX1 or whatever came out, and it was the first time people at home could have this amazing digital camera. And I was like, I'll get that. So I did that, and then I just told this kid, Caswell, that I had filmed stuff before and edited, which I'd done none of it before. And I bought some lights. And he was waiting for David LaChapelle to do his LaChapelle, the photographer,
yeah.
LaChapelle, to do his video, but that was never going to happen. So he let me do it.
Shit.
And so I filmed this whole video, and it was a crazy bloody party. It's called All Over Your Face. But it was taken from a disco hit. Is it all over my face?
Yeah, I remember that.
So it was taken from that, and he did this rap over it with a bunch of club kids. So we filmed that, and then Perez Hilton posted it, and it went crazy viral. And then everyone wanted music videos. I was like, all right, kids, I'll start doing music videos.
Right.
But because of that hit, Is It All Over My Face, the disco track, I met the owner of that record label, and he used to own the Paradise Garage, and he was working with Kevin Hedge and all these kind of incredible people, and he'd always wanted a documentary, and I was like, I could make movies.
Right.
So I made a disco documentary about that guy called the Godfather of Disco. So it talks all about his life and how he made West End records and did Heartbeat with Tana Gardner and Larry Levan and all the people that...
Legendary shit.
Legendary New York
David
disco
DePino,
shit. 'Cause that's New York shit.
Incredible people. So we made a whole documentary about his life and how he made the music and all like Larry Levan and all that kind of stuff. So then I made documentaries, and then I went on MasterChef.
Your life has been a roller coaster. Army, ballet, cooking, directing, donuts, shortbread.
Yeah, married.
Married.
And my man is fashionable. I need y'all to understand what he got on. My man got some crazy dope
He's
shorts
got the
on. My
drip,
man is
drip,
dripping
Oh,
the
my
drip,
Jeremy
dripping.
Scott's this one.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, these are Patricia Field stud muffin. A friend of mine makes these. I can hook you up with the guy.
I thought your wife made those. Make sure nobody's sitting on your lap. Like, here you go.
Nah. He can stud anything. You should see his shit on
But you know what that goes to show, which is very useful right now, like how versatile you are and how you were able to pivot into all these industries. Because right now, I think that the world is changing, and like you could just have this one specialty and you're gonna do this for the rest of your life. You have to be versatile because the world is changing at a fast, rapid rate. You got to be able to adapt to it. Because I always say, the world is gonna change. Either you change with the times, or you get left behind.
Boom.
Right. Yeah,
And you've been doing really well at keeping up with that.
I can't do anything for too long, so it's a mistake, completely probably, but it's a good mistake. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. Your mistake's been falling in good graces.
Yeah, it's all right. We had 3 months off. That was crazy.
What do you
Yeah,
think?
that was
You
crazy.
that are so well traveled. What would you say like about the cannabis scene here in the tri-state area compared to like back home in Europe?
Or even back here, even when you first got
here, I've seen it evolve to whatever we're going through right now, waiting for legalization, all that bollocks. But I went to Amsterdam because we had a pass-through flight to Scotland one time. So that's the only experience I've had in Europe, and that was pretty crazy. It was like going into like a Chinese takeout and handed a menu, and it was just so bizarre. And I got this giant thing of hash by mistake, and we were there for 8 hours. So I'm smoking as much as I can with my wife staring at me like she's gonna kill me. She's like, I'm only doing this because I love you. She's totally against me or me smoking or whatever. And so then we get to the airport and it's in my back pocket, the rest of it, and I'm like, fuck. So I swallowed the whole thing. I don't remember arriving in Scotland. I don't remember the first 24 hours of Scotland, but apparently my wife says I was alright. So that's my European trip.
And then how was it when you first got here, 19, 18 years
maybe
ago,
last year.
to now, as far as like the availability, cannabis, the quality here?
Compared to what we started, the quality is absolutely amazing, and all the availability and everything that's being shipped in and stuff, and like, I think it's definitely improved. Do you agree, guys? Right?
Of course, we started off. When we first started smoking, we were smoking like stuff with sticks and steeds that we had to clean up.
Yeah, like Jamaican bushweed. And,
you know what I mean? It was like
Mexican.
Yeah.
That's how it was when we first started. So
it was like horrible weed when it was here when we first started smoking. It was like strains like chocolate Thai and like Hawaiian and like, and stuff that we call in like our language haraka, which is all the like trash weed. We didn't have no like.
The first 2 years I was here, my weed was this old granny. So for some reason, I just end up helping people. I don't know what goes on. All right, so me and my roommates, they introduced me to this lady. So she has this apartment. She's probably still there. Her name was Karen. I hope she watches this. It would be absolutely incredible. Totally conspiracy.
Karen, if you're out there, Francis has never forgot about you.
I hope you're not one of those Karens, Karen.
No, dude, this
Karen.
is the most amazing conspiracy theory. Like,
So she's a crazy
She was
Karen.
a collector, so her apartment was unfortunately, so she had way too much stuff.
Right.
So it's like a
She
hoarder.
was a
or whatever.
hoarder.
Okay.
I don't judge it. I loved it. All right.
That's all right. We know a few of those in New York. Everybody knows a couple hoarders in their block. Somebody got a hoarder on their block.
But we would go there, and she would have bags of this weed with the seeds in it and stuff. And but we just loved her so much. It was the only way I could find weed without getting really scared. I went to Washington Square Park one time to buy weed.
Washington Square Park.
That was scary.
That's a
Why would you
whole.
do that? That was like shopping. You went shopping at the park.
I did it once, and the guy sold me a bag of smoked ends of blunts.
Oh man!
Sold them a bag of roaches, ladies and gentlemen. That's what he said. He just told
Roaches.
you guys.
We call those roaches.
I remember you too. I don't remember your name though.
Washington Square Park. You gotta watch
That is
it.
New York.
So things have got
Yeah.
better.
Now let me ask you, Francis, how would you say
That's crazy,
the
though.
culinary scene, like back in Scotland and in Europe, compared to America? What comparisons did you see?
So in my town called Dyke in Scotland, in
Dyke,
Kinloch,
Scotland.
yeah, in Kinloch as well. There's like this fish and chip shop, and then that's it. And then you go to the main town, and there's 10 fish and chip shops. And then you go to the main town, and there's 100 fish and chip
Right.
shops.
Oh,
so that's
okay.
it.
So
Basically.
everybody
So
fish and chips because there's
everything's
a bunch
fried.
of fish available.
We get frozen pizza, dip it in batter, and fry it.
We are Dominican.
It's
We thought just our
What?
people fried everything, Francis.
Wait. Hold on.
I wanna make
Slow down.
this
This
a-
is like a stoner munchy moment. I've never heard of this ever in life. Repeat that again. What you just did to pizza? Because remember, New York, we pizza people. What did you just say you did to pizza?
So they take a little frozen pizza and they dip it in batter and they deep fry it. So it's fried batter on the outside, crunchy batter with melty cheese pizza on the inside.
Ralph, did you know about this?
Fried pizza, Ralph.
Oh,
I can tell you how to do it with your favorite pizza slice.
We're going to
that's how
Scotland.
you're gonna do it. You buy your favorite pizza slice and freeze it.
Dip it in batter and deep fry.
Mierda, loco. That's crazy. That's a super munchy moment.
crazy.
What's your favorite pizza in the city?
I got a couple favorite pizzas, right? So I start from like childhood, right? So my favorite in like my neighborhoods and like Dykeman and like Harlem 139th used to be, well, Olga's not open anymore. Olga's Pizza used to be my favorite. They used to be this old Greek family.
It's the life.
Dopest motherfucking pizzas. Johnny's Pizzas on Dykeman, I think it's Johnny's Pizzas on Post right there, right on the corner. Favorite pizzas. And downtown, I don't know, man. It's between Joe's and like, where's that pizza place we be going to? And Artichoke.
For me, it's like he said number one was, because that's where I grew up at in Hamilton Heights. It was like a Olga's Pizza Shop, because it was like, we went to
still there?
school. No,
It
she
just
just recently
clo-
retired.
it
She was there
just-
for like 30 years.
Yes.
And it was like,
Crazy.
that was our only way, we come from humble beginnings to get, a decent meal with $2-3. So that was like the
Yeah,
best.
that was the savior.
Now getting older, my second is not too far from here. There's a pizza shop called Scars.
Ah,
And
Scars
that
is
is
popping.
also really good pizza.
Scars is popping.
So how did you go from just being in a place where the culinary specialty is fish and chips to coming to adapt to America, where there's 50,000 different cuisines and 50 million different restaurants and styles of cooking? How did you?
Well, my dad was in the army, so we traveled around the world. We lived in Cyprus and Hong Kong and all that kind of bollocks. So I was exposed to a lot of food. And in London, we were in the army camp there, so I was exposed to lots of different cuisine there as well. And I just love studying the science of everything. So it's just, food is the same. I just absorb. And when I watch food shows, I absorb menus and recipes and everything like no one's business. It's just, I don't know what happens.
Let me ask you a question, because
can't
I
remember where I
always
put my
wondered it,
keys,
because
but-
I've watched the Gordon Ramsay show a few times. Is it really as intense as it seems when you're watching, like the pressure?
The show is really intense, yeah. Because it's a real show. There's a lot of cooking shows that they pander a little bit and edit around maybe. But MasterChef is really intense. You're there, everyone's cooking whatever, 30 people in the room. Oh yeah, 30 people in the room, and you have an hour to cook, and it's
It's crazy. I can imagine. You got a bunch of people watching you, waiting for you, and the other chefs talking shit and.
Oh yeah, it's insane. Yeah, because they're starting drama as well. So, but I love drama. I've handled drama well.
You see Scottish Francis in the building, everybody, and I think this is a good one.
Nah, this is definitely historic right here because, I've always seen these things, and I'm I can say I'm a little bit of a foodie. I've always been into fine dining and going to.
What's your favorite restaurant?
2-3 star Michelin restaurants and stuff like that. One of my favorite restaurants was ABC Kitchen.
Oh, okay.
Another one of my favorite restaurants down here in the village, Moneta Tavern. I also.
You niggas fancy.
Mr. Chow's one of my favorite restaurants.
You niggas fancy.
That thing in Times Square, Mr. Chow's.
No, Tribeca. They have one in Tribeca and one in the.
What's that?
Upper East Side.
Chinese restaurant in Times Square. That big.
I know what you're talking about. It's like dim something. I know what you're talking about. That's like tourist stuff.
It's like the Hollywood.
And then if we go to Italian, one of my favorite Italian restaurants is Carbone.
I don't know.
See, I'm trying to say I've always been.
I don't need Italian that much. Except pizza.
I've always been because being born and raised in Manhattan, I always talk about it. Like now that I traveled a lot more, like we're really spoiled to have every cuisine in the whole world on one small island, and you don't realize it till you start traveling. And you're like, what are the options? They're like Denny's and the diner.
Yeah, and that's it.
So it's like, now I have a more of appreciation for after traveled more. Like I traveled with him and we go to places and I'm like, what can I go to get? Like what I'm used to here. He's like, no.
No, you stop anywhere that's not a city, you fucked up. In America, let me tell you guys, you got the gas station, you got the local Denny's or whatever the local diner is, and all the fast food restaurants. That's it.
That's why you gotta cook for yourself.
That's one of the things I have not.
Cook?
I have not.
I can attempt to cook. I can maybe do some breakfast. I could do farina and maybe Spanish breakfast.
What I have learned is that there's not much replacement for that good old household food.
No.
So in New York, you're spoiled for so many options. You don't need to cook for yourself.
Basically,
that's part of it. Yeah, but
people live on takeout.
Too, don't worry.
People live on takeout in New York. Let's be real. People live on takeout. They live on.
Is it like that?
Chinese food, Domino's.
When you were kids,
whatever you got, whatever nationality you're from in your neighborhood, there's a local restaurant of that background. So for us, it's Dominican restaurants all over the place, so that you can live off that takeout. You can live off pizza. You live off all these different ethnicities that got the setup in your hood.
Right.
Yeah. When I grew up, Mama loved my mother would at least maybe like once a week, 2 times a week, have her little specialty that she cooked. But then after that, we eat takeout. But I said, there's no replacement for that household cooking.
Right. Yeah, so when we were in Scotland, it was just fish and chips every night from the thingy. And then on Sundays, my mum and dad would make fish and chips. Thanks.
Fish and chips, B. That's
I love
crazy.
fish and chips. I want it so bad.
Now, Francis, what can we expect for the future now? Because Francis is full of surprises. Right now he has the Shortbread Society, but who knows what else he's got cooking up for? He might be an astronaut or something. You're full of surprises.
Yeah, who knows? Depends when the world ends. I'll figure it out.
Why do you think that nobody's honed in on shortbread, as you said, in the country and in New York?
Well, shortbread is just a cookie made differently. So cookies are a derivative of shortbread. They come from it. So it's like the original cookie. So I'm just doing it differently in a bar shape and adding. And I've figured out the science. The way my grandmother taught me how to make shortbread, I've applied the science of machines and stuff to make it in a different way. I can't say too much more.
You can't give away the secret sauce.
No,
the game is to be sold, not to be told. Just look out
Yeah.
for my brother Francis popping up in a neighborhood near you. Now, Francis, we ask every guest, and I'm really interested in hearing your opinion because I really value it.
Yeah, and I think
the $1 million question, Francis, that we ask every guest. Whatever you know about Happy Monkey, events, media, merchandise, the whole movement, if you had to describe it in one word, what would it be and why?
Can it be a little sentence?
Be a little sentence, I guess, yeah.
Smoke no evil.
Smoke no evil. Why smoke no evil?
Because the monkey looks like a fourth monkey to speak no evil, see no evil, hear no evil, and he's like, smoke no evil.
I like that one.
That nobody's ever used that one before.
Boom.
Smoke no evil.
He's the fourth monkey.
That's what we try to do here, man. You know,
You
we
need to put that on a t-shirt, by the way.
we feel like right now during these times, Francis, you know, people get so much doom and gloom from media outlets and news outlets. We try to preach positive here, and that's why we want you before you leave to tell all the people where they can find you again, what to expect from you and the Shortbread Society, and where they can keep up to date on you.
All right, cool. So you can definitely find me on Instagram, Scottish Francis. That's the best way to find me. If you want the Shortbread Society, go to Shortbread Society on Instagram.
Just like that.
And then you speak to my wife nicely. And then, otherwise she'll block you. And then that's the best way to meet us because we're going to be all over the city and all the details and everything about Shortbread Society is right on there. So that's the best way, yeah.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. We just gave you the magic Scottish Shortbread plug.
Boom.
Thank you.
The
Only
plug.
on the boulevard at Happy Monkey where you get that.
Infused coming soon, available at Happy Monkey.
Well, we want to thank you, Francis, for joining us and for rocking with us, man. You know, it's been an honor and a
this was
pleasure
fun.
to hear
This was
about
fun.
all your adventures and all your many escapades. You know what I mean?
It was nice meeting you guys too.
Absolutely, this was dope.
For everybody out there, we know it's been a tough year and some tough times, but you always have to remember you're too blessed to be stressed. Things that get greater later. For now, checking out Vlad, Francis, Ramon.
Yes, yes.
Till the next episode, peace, love, and happiness.
How?
What's good, everybody? This is your nigga Ralph trying to keep you fresh with the info from Happy Monkey every single podcast. You already know what it is. If you haven't followed us yet, follow us on Instagram at HappyMunkey_ or Happy Monkey Goodies. Now remember, that's monkey with a U. Also, if you haven't checked us out, we're on YouTube. So check out our channel, Happy Monkey TV. Keep us current, live, and everything with the culture.